today's session is actually this is a very close to me, but I always tell now the way things are going. If people are by default in a new regime, so the tax efficiency is being coming across with the very limited things. So most of the time we always know that one way is to save tax. That's the reason we all have saved money also. But second thing is just saving for a tax is not going to take care of our goals. And that is the very alarming side. So our best, I love our, at least our job or my job, because the first time we are trying to do it in a evening and a weekdays. So I'll be happy if you can share your thoughts. Is it this timing works better or we should move? Because most of the time we do it on a weekend in the morning, 11 to 12. So we, a lot of people from other countries also felt that, where especially in the US, Canada, and other side, that it is better if you do it in the evening, and that's where we thought we will try to do this time to take care of it. So why somebody should do the investments? That is the first thing which is coming, and so many times when you start looking across, I'm sure my dad was in army, and I have seen, of course, the discipline came to me very easy in the youngsters at least. But what I have seen now, the concerning trends are very different, because I've seen in our office, my family and niece, nephew, and all youngsters, they nowadays spending than what they have, and I have very high scare of that. Hopefully, after 10 years, it should not be like a Lehman Brother of financial crisis, what happened in US, because people were spending there more than what they're earning, and that's where it is coming slowly. The we have learning in the wrong side of the west side, where 68% of the Indian don't track the monthly expenses, and this is very important part of it. I keep telling everybody that if you start writing your expenses, I can bet you that you will save 30% more, because this is the one thing I have learned from my mom. She used to write it in diary, I write it in Excel, my kids write it in a, they have an app. But when, because nowadays apps and other, you start sending you that, okay, you have done the, I'm just giving example, food delivery so much percentage, you have spent on a clothes so much, for a travel so much, and that will, the numbers will bounce quite a lot, and which will start thinking how to save about it. And this what I have seen in our daughter, when she's 25 now, and when she was in college, she came back to me that my maximum money is going in a taxi. Then I said, what you should do? So she said, okay, let me try doing a share taxi. And still, after 2, 3 months, she said it is still going very high. So she said, okay, let me start using the public transport, and with a little bit on auto or something, or a bus. So that is the one thing, she was able to save almost 20 to 30%. So that is the one thing which I feel it's a very big concern when people don't write an expense. Recently, I was doing a tax filing, and one of the customer and client came to me. He's telling, Rachna, something is wrong. I said, what happened? He said, my Form 16 says so much of money I have got, but I don't know where it went, because I have no idea where I spent it, because I didn't save so much also. So sometimes these numbers are the good thing. I always say number never lies. And if you start doing an expense tracking, you will be the able to save more. Average households debt has rose 24%. I am learning quite a lot. I'm not good in reels or the videos, so I said, okay, let me do. So the podcast was there, and one of the question that person asked me the same thing, that how you feel to manage the debt. And I was trying to say, when some people comes to me, they have a home loan, they have car loan, they have a personal loan, and then they have a credit card also, which is outstanding, and the credit card outstanding is like 18% and all this stuff. So people's now debt is becoming debt, I mean here the loans is becoming easy to get, and because it is easy to get, people are thinking that we don't have to pay back, and then it is gone so high. Please try to understand that even if you're taking a debt, you need to pay. And I can tell you with the statistics itself, the debt has increased, and because the debt has increased, the anxiety, the health, lot of people have been having a lot of issues. I think so 2 days back, if you have seen, there is a one of the person in Shimoga having same financial issues, debt is so high, killed the two kids wife and hanged himself. And actually we know through someone that it's a far off relative. And I was telling why, because they were not able to take care of the debt. And this is the one of the reason, if you remembered your parents and all this to always says that we should not take the debt kind of it. And I also believe the debt should be okay as long as your net take homes 40% is there. So you should be able to do. I can see few people are raising hand. Please, if you can message it, Tara will be able to take care. Otherwise, after the session, I will be able to take 1:1 call. One in four families don't have emergency funds. Very important. Of course, being in a Bangalore, IT companies are quite a lot. And as soon as some client called me, and it's after very long, I get first thing in my mind, I hope he's not lost the job. Because when somebody is calling me, most of the time in recent last 3 to 6 months, people have been losing the job. And good thing is because they are being managed, so we are being able to have the 6 to 1 year of emergency. But we have seen a lot of people who doesn't have an emergency funds. Medical expenses has increased 31%, quite high, which is very, very sure you must, I'm sure you must have seen, heard, and felt recently. It has been quite a lot. I faced it recently across a month back. My mom-in-law have the not well, and this is okay because she's 84 by the way. And then this is no, it is a normal thing. We wanted to keep for observation for 1 day, and then we will release. And I said, okay, fine. Anil was outside, so I was the only person. I signed it. And they told me that, okay, 1 day of the room rent is around 15,000. And I'm telling, nowadays the five-star hotel is also 10, 12,000 now. Hotel is cheaper than the five-star hotel is cheaper than the hospitals now. So yes, the things has been going skyrocket. We should make sure that you have a good cover to take care of medical, because normally people says no, I have a pharma corporate that is good enough. Normally corporate give 3 to 5 lakhs, and if they have 3 to 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs also, it is on the base cover, the room rents are being covered. So please make sure that you have to take care of those part of it. The best part of opportunity is that we all have to think how we can take care of a long term discipline part of it to take care of all these concern. The reality check is lot of time people have been paycheck to paycheck. That's another things where we have made lot of lifestyle. I think so. I keep telling people wealthy outside as a concept for me, because I have seen people who have been staying in, let us say, 2 crore, 3 crore house, having 1 crore of car, and having so many vacation, and you think, oh, they are doing so good. They must be amazingly well to do and all. And when you go back and they come to me and they don't have a liquidity even for 20 lakhs, and I get so scared. And I keep thinking, what happened? Why you didn't save it? And they says, no, our lifestyle is like this. My neighbor is doing like this. My family is doing that. So now people have become so much on more than their own, what FOMO kind of things, what others are doing. I always feel everybody's bring and brought up is different. It is nothing wrong to go for a long vacations, have the best of it, otherwise economy will not work. But yes, you should not take a lot of loans, or you should not have that I have spent everything I don't have for the saving. Because I know a person who has gone for a 15 days of vacation, taken around 10 to 15 lakhs of loan, and he didn't have things to. So he told me it is very nice vacation. I came back, and after 6 days or 10 days, he has forgotten that, because he is more worried how to pay the EMI for the next 12 months. So I always says we should be knowing very clearly, you want a short term gain versus a long term gain. So you have to see, it's better to have a short term loss, or you can say a short term pain versus long term gain. And that's what my philosophy is. You should think of that line instead instead of having a lot of debt or paycheck to paycheck, plus try to do first investment and then do it. This is what I've been doing almost 32, 33 years, that first I invest and then do the expenditure part of it. The debt has already increased, I told you. No emergency and health clauses. This is the statistics perspective. So we should know most of the time we have to realize what it means by financial freedom or what you mean by the financial stress, because if you do the statistics, the highest even the divorce and the family crisis are coming because of financial stress. Because of financial stress, people are not able to sleep, they are having so much of anxiety, they have a physical symptom because it's a mind, and you reduce the productivity even in the offices. So most of the time one clause have a cascading effect, so it is better to have a simpler straightforward, right? What you are looking for, what is your thing. Yesterday I met another person, and I that's a learning for me. Yesterday itself there was a person from thing, and he was telling I'm earning a 16,000 and I am very happy. So that's a very good learning for me, and I was thinking that we don't give importance sometimes that 16,000 people who are also can be happy. So it is depending on how you budget is, how you take care of it. I'm not saying 16 is good, bad, ugly, but I'm saying we should be knowing what is our lifestyle and how we can take care, because that person was having a bedridden and he didn't have any other income, and that's what it is. So how we can make these things as a freedom from anxiety or financial freedom from our mind? That is the one thing which I want you to think today. How you think in your mind you are financially free? What is the one thing you will achieve and say that, okay, I am okay, I know that I am financial freedom has been achieved. Because these are over the period. It is not that, okay, there's a one tick mark, okay, I got 10 crore, I have enough. The people who have got won the what you call Kaun Banega Crorepati, if you just do the Google or AI search, all of them are been proper. They are don't have a money, they don't have whoever got even 5 crore money. Because sometimes earning money is not so important, and sometimes how to manage money. So my mom used to say that sometimes, okay, you're getting a white elephant is easier than managing a white elephant. It's the same thing. Sometimes you should know, if I got the money, how I can manage the money. So easiest habit is normally budget the plans. It's very, very important what you can do. If I'm getting 100 rupees, I should make sure at least I should save 25 to 30% or 30 rupees. I have to take care of other 25 for a basic needs, another 25 to 30 is on my EMI, and the rest of it is my lifestyle. So first it should go for investment, and then it should go for your basic needs and home or EMI, either of that or the lifestyle. The habit is should be in action. So most of the people whom I met, again today I met another person, and he says, Rachna, I have done so many time investment, didn't go well, so I redeemed, then I put it in a FD, then I redeemed. So it was, he is explaining me from 2014 till now. He has put it in FD and redeemed from the mutual fund like this. He has done 4 5 times. And when I'm doing XIRR, his XIRR is not even 7%. And I was thinking what he's trying to achieve, I have also still don't know. So sometimes keep changing to and fro, timing the market and all this stuff doesn't work. So the easiest way is to have stay in the market for long. It's not the person, most of the app when I see, okay, I will review and I'll exit and all this stuff. You may increase 1%, but your taxation will go into impact. So you have to see, is it underlying is correct or not correct? I'm not saying you should never do it. Yes, if the fundamental underlying is not okay, you should do it. But try to have a habit of, like I keep saying, in SIP, you think about it like it's a money tree. And when you have the tree, you will give the manure, you will give the water, sunlight comes, and every day it grows. After 10 15 years, it will start giving you every year the fruit. So that's the same way the financial habit is also should turns with a discipline. Every time you're doing SIP, a long term thinking long, and it will link to the goal, it will take care of your compounding effect. So compounding is normally treated as the eighth wonder of the world. So why people are not able to do? That is the another question. When everybody knows everything, if I see my reels, to me it will come that, oh, how to reduce the weight, how to make sure that, okay, I have a lot of plants, so how to take care of plants. Everybody knows. Every second days, I can tell you, I get hundreds of reels. But how many of us execute? How many of us give up? So that's another things. So for me also, I have been thinking last 1 year, 1.5 year, I have my personal trainers to do it. I keep saying at least I am doing 3 times in a week a gym, so or a weight training. So it impacting or not, but I am continuing, and I always says you don't know after 1 year, 2 years it may impact. So the going, not giving up is very, very important. The people always says, okay, this is not working. I tried for 3 months or 6 months. Okay, let me stop it. And habit normally goes, okay, well, this didn't work for others, it didn't work for this. I have been talking last few times, people say, okay, why don't you go to the Ozempic or reduce the weight? So and I said, no, I don't want it a shortcut. So a lot of time people always looking that, okay, why don't you do shortcut and give it up? But that is, according to me, not a good thing. When you can have a good habit to think long term and make sure that whatever you are able to do with a discipline level. I have never heard met anybody who has given discipline has not done, and I can bet you for myself, because I keep saying, a lot of people say, did you see that person's reel or something? I said, I don't get it, but I can tell you most of, because they all are quite young, none of them will have stocks or the funds for 30, 35 years, which I have. The SIP is working for 35 years plus, or I can say the funds have been for 30 plus years. So that is very important, where you see the importance of the compounding come when you are been managing for so long. It can be, take it as a word, as a Rakesh Jhunjhunwala itself. People, it's not that his portfolio was not aware. Everybody knows that. But how many people have kept the Titan stock for 30 years? Nobody. And that's why he got it. So it's more of how you keep things longer. And that's another thing I keep telling. A lot of people are, of course, changing the habit of everything should be on an app and all. I have seen so many times when youngsters, they just wanted to buy a mobile or small thing. Okay, I don't have a money. Let me go on spot and redeem the fund. And I was asking one thing, do you know you are having capital gain or this thing? No, no, I need a money. This is very important now. So they are not attaching the goals with the investment, and because everything is on hand, you can do it yourself, and they are not able to find the compounding. So if you have the power of compounding, power of small action, it works wonderfully well. It's like if somebody is doing 400 rupees a day, which is looks okay, and then you are saving like a 1.46 lakhs a year, and then you have the good things which is going so good. So this keep telling that, okay, how to do. I say forget it, first investment, try to have the savings, and when you have a savings, then savings should go into the investment to make sure that the small small things has made a big effort. So I have been speaking with many people, and told them why it is so tough and why people normally go to the LICs and other things like PPF, and other things, which is lock-in. So that's where somebody told the good thing is, even though they give sometime post-tax less return, but it is lock-in. And that's the one of the reason, if you know, and a mutual fund has got an approval called life stage funds, where you will have a lock-in for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they will be depending on your retirement date. You can choose those dates. This is very common in US actually. On a 401, if you are retiring at, let us say, 2035, you can take a fund of 2035, and that fund manager will keep changing your debt and equity ratio. So before I go, I'll just tell you the power of compounding, and how a small investment can work for all your dreams.
Hey there! This Independence Day, let's talk about a different kind of freedom. Your financial freedom. Ever dreamed of going on that perfect vacation? Or maybe you are picturing your dream home. How about giving your kids the best education or planning a great retirement? Well, guess what? All these dreams can come true. And we have the perfect way to help. It's called systematic investment planning. With SIP, you can turn travel daydreams into real adventures, build the home you've always wanted, secure a bright future for your kids, relax and enjoy your retirement, make your child's big day magical. So, why wait? Let's team up and make your financial freedom a reality. Mutual fund.
So this is what is talks about how the each one SIPs you can I always says even if you have four goals, you take four SIPs and link it. These goals are for this SIP 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will not actually remove the money because if you know if you are taking that particular SIP your goals is going to do. So today when you are going for sleep, just think about it and find it out what financial freedom means to you. It's very, very important. For me, it is, I always says if I live today or if I live till 100 years, my lifestyle has been the same. So it has been happening 1 minute. Sorry, then I'll just continue. So, how always feel that you should be able to sleep in a when you lie down on the bed, it's within a 5 minutes. So, I always says the reason is to make sure that whenever we feel we are not able to sleep because we have either our mind is occupied. So financial freedom is two league. One is your should be free from your mind, and you should have a financial freedom to take care of your financial lifestyle. So lifestyle is depending on people to people. It's not necessary that I should have 5 crore, 10 crore, 100 crore. It is always that what lifestyle you are doing, having now, and the same lifestyle with inflation should be taken care of. So tax efficiency is a tool very important, which we can do it nowadays. A few things, of course, most of the people are in a new regime, so tax efficiency on investment is not so much as few of the reimbursements. You can have it for the kids' education, tuition fees, or you have the hostel, or you can do with an NPS. But otherwise, we have to make sure how we can take care of the goals above the even the tax efficiency perspective. To do a financial planning framework, we always try to do a goal. This is very, very important. I keep telling people, even if we are going every day, we go to our office, and I know that it will take approximately 5 to 7 minutes, but still I have a habit of going to the goals Google Map and check is it which is the route is better off, or any other place when we are going, we will check first is the Google Map. And what Google Map does, it's just try to put it as a destination first, and from where you want it to start, and it will say that these are the routes, and from these routes how much time it will take and what is approximation time. And you must have noticed if sometimes you have missed the turn, it doesn't say like you are stupid, you have done that. It say okay, I'll recalculate. So it will say that it will take a different route or you will take a 10 more minutes. Same thing works in our financial goals also, the same thing. So you should know what is my target and what is going to be. And after that, you will say what are the different ways I can go and achieve those. It may take few more years or it may take as a shorter route, but you will be able to achieve. So another way is to have a risk profile. Very, very important part because whenever I go for webinars or anything, so normally I ask how much return you think you will require it. So if it is a very evolved client, they will know very clearly they are looking around 12, 14, 15%. Nobody tells me more than that. But when their clients are being very aggressive or something, they'll say, oh, I wanted around 18 to 20% returns, but very low risk. Then I don't know, I should laugh or I cry that time actually, because we have to realize there is nothing called no risk. There is always a low risk. And if it is a no risk, it's always have its own. So no risk is very few. Normally people have to look at as the government bonds, because which is one of the safest one which we claim and have to be very rarely it happened. I think it's twice or thrice in the different countries where there is a haircut on the government bonds. Otherwise, new government bond comes and they will be taken care of. So if the government bond is giving you around 6.5 or 7%, we call yield kind of it or returns. So that is a think of low returns, low risk. So and high risk is like equity, and equity you can think of taking care of a nifty which is sensex or nifty, what we always take as a large cap. So you should take a 10 years or 20 years rolling or 15 years rolling, because that's where your goals are when you're going to retire or kids are going for an education. You will find depending on the market it will be around 12.5 to 14.5 perspective. So if that is a reason, you have to be very clear. Today, somebody told me, why don't you give it a cooperative bank's FD, which is giving 12%? I said it is okay, but I will not recommend because people think that FD is very easy, and I have seen many people who have lost the capital because it's a fundamental thing of any bank. If bank is giving a deposit at 12, it means that it is lending at 16% plus, and 16 plus percent lending, it's a very high to recover. So these are the things we should know what is a risk profile. And I don't want to name it. Somebody told me, oh, they are giving me in the debt side 12%, Rachna, why you are not doing? I said, okay, why don't you send it to me? If somebody is telling me guarantee 12%, I will put my money also. And he gave me the data of that, and I saw the disclaimer says that your capital may erode. And when I told that, he says, oh, nobody reads the disclaimer, so why worry? So I am sometimes always feel that telling the truth people don't do, or the communication is a different way. The best way is you have a Google, you have all type of AI nowadays. Please try to understand what is the risk. Try to see what is the disclaimers, how we can take care of it. On an average, low risk should give you 6 to 8% returns. High returns should be around 14 to 15 maximum. And hybrid is a weighted average you should look at. Go for a good diversification and asset allocation, because always not like in last few times you must have seen the gold has done good or global has done good, but market has not done. When the market will do good, they may not be able to do good. So you have to do a good asset allocation. Very important part is any time when you see the returns should be taken care of post tax and post inflation. Otherwise, you will be not able to take manage indirectly. It is eroding your principal. Recently, one of the aunties, she was around 70 years old, and she says, because they are doing tax filing and I have to pay so much of tax. Then I said, what happened? And I have been telling that FDs. So she says, no, I thought it is already been cut. So sometimes TDS is cut 10%, but when you're tax filing, you have to do as per the slab. So most of the time, people don't realize it. When you're paying the tax indirectly, you are eroding because your inflation is 6% plus sometime, and you are being having less than 6% when you have an FD of 3 months, 6 months kind of it. So try to see your tax efficiency comes when you have returns post tax, post inflation greater than zero at least. Try to have a rebalance and review. Please don't do like a everyday checking. So one of the very young person came to me and wanted to do investment in a mutual fund, and she said, auntie, I check my portfolio. She has only mutual fund, and she's telling me I check my portfolio at least 4 times in a day. And I was very surprised, and I don't know, sometimes I actually, the people knows me because I laugh more, but I don't know what to do that time, because I was thinking even NAV change only once in a day, what she will do after 4 times checking, because it's the same value. So sometimes don't increase your own anxiety level to check your own portfolio so many times, because it takes time to do it. I normally check my personal portfolio also once in 6 months only. So I'm trying to say it's a good to see if you want a once in a quarter, but 6 months to a year is a good to go for if you have a good asset allocation diversification, or you have a good advisor to take care of it.
For building a house, it is essential to create a perfect blueprint for the same. Similarly, for building a wealth for you and your family requires you to build a financial blueprint, also known as financial plan. Here are the 5 steps of building successful financial plan. Planning for uncertainty. First step is to protect yourself from uncertainty by buying required insurance policies to ensure that any uncertainty do not eat up your savings. Build contingency corpus. Second step is to build contingency corpus up to 6 to 9 months of your monthly expenses. This will protect your long-term investments from the contingencies like loss of job or slowdown in business. Set financial goals. Third step is to set financial goals and find out when and how much money would you require to achieve these financial goals. Create portfolio. Fourth step is to select right asset class and product to invest and to achieve your financial goals based on the time horizon and your risk appetite. Portfolio review. Fifth step is to review your portfolio periodically and do the necessary adjustments into it based on the remaining time period to achieve each goal. To create a
So as it says, that four main pillar is to have a goal and a vision. Make sure that you are consistently and having a good discipline because to create a compounding effort, have a strategic level of investing, grow your wealth with a long-term decision because kids education, if kids marriage, retirement, and all of those are a long-term ones, and have a market to when stay calm. So a lot of noise is there. So a lot of people says, how you keep seeing the market. I said you will surprised to know I have never seen the market. Actually, I don't even see how much is the Nifty going up and down. So I said the research team is there who takes care of it. They will tell us what to do it, and we have to just take care of our client accordingly. Why I should see the market, because seeing my market is not going to change, and also you should be not having affected at all. So you should know how to make sure what do and don'ts and the noise is all about to look at across. Make sure whenever you are doing any investment, try to see is it you are looking for 1 to 3 years, 3 years or 7 years, which is called we call as a medium term, and 8 years plus. This is the another thing which I heard recently, maybe around 2 3 months back. One of our good friend told that my son want to speak with you. Can I give your number? I said, yeah, why not? We'll give it across. And then he called me and he says, Auntie, I have in my bank somebody has given me 4 5 funds and I wanted to have those funds, but somehow those funds are not doing good. So in March, actually market itself has fallen quite a lot. So I always told him by without even seeing the portfolio, I said maybe you have a mid and small cap. It has gone down quite a lot. Don't worry, in the long term it will do good. But anyway, you send it to me your portfolio. So he said, yeah, I have been doing for a long term. So I said, okay, then you please send me across because in a long term they have been doing good. So when I asked him what is a long term, he said 3 months. And that was the one of my learning also, that how people have long short time duration is also different. So for us short term is 1 to 3 because the funds, the type of funds we give it to anybody when they are talking about short terms is different than what is medium term and the long term. So please make sure for us short term is around 1 to 3 years, and 3 to 7 or 8 years, and 8 years and above, because that's the way we try to take care of it. So I'll just miss this because it's too much of time. I'm crossed it across. I'll come back if it is required. So this is the another thing I have just added across for this session, especially the people who have been trying to file, and if they have not filed, you can just think if you have already filed, these things are being taken care of. Always it is good to file the taxes, even if sometimes you are below 7 or 12 lakhs now onwards, because whenever you are going for any of the loans, people will ask you to have the your ITR obligation whenever you take a loan. So it's always good to take care. Second and major thing I've been telling this time, because last March was too market was fallen down quite drastically, and if you have a carry forward loss, you can take care, because that you can carry forward for 8 years. So that's a very good news to have it. Otherwise, if you have not done it on time, you will not able to do the carry forward loss. So that's a one, two major things. But as a good citizen, we should always do the tax filing. Make sure you should know what type of tax filing you do, and it's ITR 1, ITR 2, or ITR 3, or ITR 4, depending on you. Please try. Nowadays, lot of salaried people have also started getting the notice. So it is good to do. Lot of time I have seen people, they says, okay, I don't know which ITR to do and all. Of course, I am assuming all of you must be using your AI and other things. Don't put your Form 16 to AI when you are on a free basis, because I will surprise to know that we also get a lot of data from the people who have uploaded it freely. So data has been sold and data has been given, and which is used and misused kind of it. So please, if you have any financial data and you're using the free version, please don't upload your own data like that. Uh, Even if you have already by default, a lot of people are in new regime. But if you have a home loan, sometimes have a home loan with all the savings, the old regime is also beneficially. a benefit. So please try to see your new regime and old regime if you have a home loan, and then select which regime you wanted to do tax filing. Always keep these things carefully. Even sometimes it is they have asked or not, like a form 16 or 16A for the TDS or the FDs, your 26AS, AIS, TIS matching is very, very important. Have the capital gain property tax documents. If you are in an old regime, please do it on a ATC also, all the documents. PAN and Aadhaar is mandatory. This is, I can tell you, this is becoming a bigger questions now. So many clients, they have invested in the couple or the parents' name, but their mobile and email was theirs because the parents and wife was may not be checking the things. But now, because of that, the KYC is failing. The reason is now we have to link as per Aadhaar. You can't use the same mobile, same email ID for others. So that is another thing. So you please take care, otherwise refund will have a lot of issues. This is of course tax planning. In case if you are in an old regime, it makes sense. If not, you can do it in NPS and take the reimbursement, which is as of today allowed for it. These are the tax saver. If you have missed it, I always says it is okay. If you are in an old regime, you can do it for this financial year because last year is already over. To take care, it actually NPS is a very very good if you are in a tax bracket, and if your corporate is part of an NPS, you can use the 10% of it. That is also very very good to look at across in the new regime also. The mistakes what people have done it, many people have noticed this has come like anything. One is the interest income because it is so small. The TDS is not come, it is not come in AIS and TIS. So this just go avoid and people will get it a income tax big with the penalty. There is a mismatch between 26 AS and AIS, missing the timeline of 31st July. Try to have it by 25th or 26th things, because afterwards the load is so high and most of the time we are not able to maybe submit or something, so it is taking a lot many issues of 29th. Some person came and told me, no, if they wanted to extend they will come on 29th, so I'll wait for 29th. I said please don't wait for 29th, so it may not be extended. So it's always good to have it on time. Lot of times people, at least in IT I have seen, they have got the ESOPs, okay, and ESOPs are normally in foreign assets, and they have not declared most of the time because they said I didn't sell it and I didn't do it, so I don't know. So most of the time it's a e-trade, or they may have a maybe Fidelity or whatever the DMAT and the numbers. Please make sure you disclose those very clearly. So this is coming a very very important part for an ESOP perspective. Lot of time have got the notice where they have a foreign income, because nowadays they also get it their data, and the banks which is not being taken care of. If you are above 1 crore, people have to disclose the gold and other cash and other things. So this person came back to me that I don't have a gold, but I have purchased for the wife, I should enter or not. So depending on the your thing, but most of the time what you hold in your name should be able to put it across. Now the another thing has come very clearly that people have done the filing but they didn't do e-verification. If you have not done that, it is treated as you have not filed. So please make sure within 30 days you do verify also. High transaction is becoming again thing. So nowadays, more than us, even government is trying to do AI, ML and other things. So they are asking a lot of things because credit card, banks and other things above 2 lakhs, 10 lakhs, they are giving the data. And if you have not written, you will get the notices. So please make sure this is the part of foundation on a things you do the everything on an ITR with a peace of mind. It's not that CA has told I didn't go through and just put it across. If you are gone abroad and NRI, it is how to take care a number of days. How if you have a listed and unlisted, they are asking the questions on the stocks. A lot of time people have not seen if it is unlisted kind of it. So please make sure that go through even your CA is doing before you file it. I already told you which regime to take. Please make sure to do the both the thing, and especially when you have the home loan. Capital gain is the one thing I always say is the good thing is the least taxation comes under the capital gain. So the best efficiency is when you cannot increase the tax side, you can increase through the tax to reduce the tax limits. And reducing a tax limit is like a long-term gain is always at 12.5 and short term is 20%. Where if it is FDs or GPO and other things, dividend, interest from bonds, everything is added to income, which is maybe at 30 or 35%. So make sure you are able to do it online. It's very easy. You can do self yourself. In case if you are not able to do, it's okay to take a CA help and take care. That is a better option. This is what I have already told you. E-verification is very, very important than anything else.